so you guys can have this. So, yeah, whatever's best for you guys to share the rocket, I'll leave that up to you on how you want to present that.
Okay, I have the open rocket file that I could show you if you wanted to see that, so you can see how it was supposed to be built, and then we
Um,
can show you
sure, we can do
how it
that.
is.
Yep.
Okay. It's not allowing me to share my screen right this second.
Oh, sorry. I swear it changes the preferences every single time I do this. Here. All right, you should be good to go.
There we go. So should be able to see that now.
Yep.
Okay, so just a quick overview of this. It's 6-inch diameter, about 10 foot tall. It's got 4 fins that we designed to give it a stability caliber about 2.3 right now. What you see in this file is almost exactly how it will be when it's completed. The only change that we've made from this file was reducing the length of the switch band so that we can maximize the amount of coupler engagement that we have, as our 2 separation events will be on either side of this central coupler that'll be housed in all of our avionics. The payload will sit in between the body tube and the nose cone. The idea behind this was that we could blow the nose cone off to get the payload exposure to open air if we wanted to. We're not going to do that. We're flying a mass simulator at this point. Um, so that's all that's going to be. Nose cone will come off. This will all be secure. We have our drogue separation event will happen in between the lower body tube and the lower section of the avionics bay. That is a Rocket Man ballistic Mach 2 drogue parachute. Then for our main parachute, that will be a Rocket Man lightweight high performance parachute that will be coming out at apogee, or not at apogee, sorry, at about 1,000 feet, I believe, 800 feet. That'll separate between the upper booster, the upper coupler tube on the avionics bay and the upper body tube there. We're using an M6000 motor from Aerotech. That's kind of most of the overview of it. Do you have any specific questions about this, or would you
No, that looks good.
like to see the actual rocket?
Let's go see the extra rocket.
Okay.
Finally, I know
Just
it's been a tough time for you guys to get it. I'm sorry that you guys had to go through all that. It's really couldn't have been pleasant. So
we have
I'm
had,
glad you.
yeah, quite a few small issues. Let me see if I can get the camera on my phone. I can show you the physical rocket here. Well, possibly. Hmm. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here, but it's not actually allowing me to share my camera on my phone.
I can see. I could have. I did see you just fine a second ago.
Yeah, we
Oh,
were
okay.
seeing
So
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see
you're
you just
Gotcha.
fine. Yep.
you're visible.
Okay, so you have my front camera on then,
Yeah.
facing
And
me?
your
Okay.
back camera was on for like a hot second, and then it switched back. So there
All
you
right,
go.
here we
All right. Yep.
I can't see, but y'all can. Okay, good
That's
enough.
okay. Yeah.
Now
So
there's the
this is
there's
where
the
we're sitting. Yes, this is where we're sitting right now.
Okay.
We're missing quite a few parts left. Perfectly honest, procurement has
Okay.
been one of our biggest issues. So hopefully that will all
What's
be here in the next week or two.
what are you having trouble getting?
Uh,
What's
it's
missing?
been our recovery and our avionics are all still missing.
Has
The
Rock
nose
has
cone is on its way.
do
So
you order
we're
directly
going to
from
be,
Rocket Man?
yes, they're coming directly from Rocket Man. We called,
I would. Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, I would keep calling. I've had that happen a
Okay.
couple times. You just got to keep calling and calling and calling, and soon enough they'll get really annoyed with you and ship your package out. So
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, part of the issue wasn't even just with any particular company. It's been with um, HCC has never done something like this before, so the procurement process through HCC has been
uh,
a little bit
I'm
slow
just
as well. But
yeah, and I feel that.
it
I feel that.
seems like hopefully all those issues have been sorted out in the last couple days. So we're going to be in a real rush to get this done. But as long as parts get ordered and parts get delivered in the next week or two, hopefully we will still be good to go. But for what we have here currently, uh, we have all of our structures with the exception of the nose cone because that was still being made by Wildman. We got a shipping notification. It should be here in the next couple days.
Nice.
But we have the lower section, the body tube, fins, centering rings, motor tube, all of that almost complete. The only thing it's missing are the exterior fillets on the bottom side here that I'm actually going to be doing as soon as this call's over.
Nice.
Then we have our coupler tube, which will be doubling as our avionics bay here with a 1-inch switch band. Gives us 7.5 inches on either side for a 1.25 ratio, I believe, on the coupler length to the diameter. So hopefully that's above the minimum 1 ratio that we saw in the regulations. We then have our 30-inch, 29-inch now, upper body tube that will go on the forward section of the avionics bay here. And then obviously the nose cone with its coupler will go on the other end of it there.
Sure.
So not a whole lot to show from this end here. We have our rear centering ring we haven't put in yet.
What's that
one of the
string
other
for?
parts that's missing. So this was just so that we could have the centering ring in here and the rear end so that it would be 100% perfectly centered. We do have 2 other centering rings, but
Sure.
on the advice of our advisor, he said use a third one just to make sure, and then we could easily pull it out with that string.
Oh,
so
that's clever.
That's not going to be in there later on. So
Yeah.
one of the reasons this hasn't gone in yet is because, funny enough, one of the things that we're missing are the rail buttons. We had them
Really?
here, and we believe somebody threw them away.
Oh,
So
nice.
a new set of those are now on order. So we can't put the rear centering ring in until that's done. But it's a small issue in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Seriously, somebody threw away your set. I remember I saw those
Yeah,
rail buttons when I was over there. Oh
Yep,
man.
you saw them. They were sitting on the counter over here, I believe, and in a small bag. Somebody must have just thought they were trash and tossed them. So
no.
Oh my God.
Another thing you could use,
Sorry.
it's called a well nut, and it's like this like rubber.
that's what we have on board now.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
So we have a T15, 15 rail buttons with a weld nut behind them. So that'll go in here a few inches up from the bottom, and I believe 36 inches forward is where we're going to be.
Sure.
Second one. So
yeah, you probably don't need to have you can probably put your centering in there because the well nut you can just drill anywhere, right? Unless you wanted to clean up the
we need to be able to put it
fine.
in from the back side here, and then
But so the well nut can be put in from the exterior and let access to the inside, unless we're talking about 2 different things.
okay, we must be talking about 2 different things. What I'm talking about is a almost an upside down T shape that the screw can go into. So we'll drill a hole here. It'll go in and stick out through that hole. The rail button will go on top of it and then be screwed in.
Goes the opposite direction. So the T is on the exterior of the vehicle. So when you use that fastener and that, brass insert gets pushed up, it creates that little bump on the interior of the tube.
Yeah, we're talking about 2 different things then.
Okay.
Yeah, they're 2 different. I
Yeah.
strongly urge them to use the one mounted from the inside because of the consistent rail button problems we have at Spaceport.
Mhm.
And it's getting, for something that's as simple as that, it's gotten way out of hand. So I told you make one that you could jump up and down on and nobody will worry.
Sure.
Yeah, so we plan to epoxy the inside of that as well, just to make 100% sure that it will go absolutely nowhere. Because I've been informed that is a very embarrassing way of losing a rocket, having a rail button pop off.
Happens all the time too. It happens all the time. So how you put the aft centering ring in there? How are you going to retain your motor?
So we have these 4 holes here that I drilled for the string.
Yeah.
We have these options to use. I forget the exact name of them, but the Z-shaped metal clips that will just hold it in place there.
Sweet.
So
cap plow clips.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. So once this is epoxied in, we do have the motor. It has not been assembled yet. We're going to work with David to do that. But that's not exactly a number one priority right this minute. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. And you said your avionics base still being delivered for most of it?
Yes. So we have
Yeah.
the physical structure of it, and just we have a flat piece of fiberglass to use as a sled for that. But the switches, batteries, flight computers, GPS, all that is still on order. So
Have you for that fiberglass sled, have you actually cut anything out yet? Have you ordered the sled yet?
I have the sled.
Okay.
The sled is right here.
I just already bought
So
the
we
stuff.
have not cut anything yet. Sorry.
So you already bought the stuff. I was going to recommend
Yes.
send cut send is a godsend for boards like that. You just upload where you want the holes at, and it's like, a few bucks and you get a perfectly cut out board.
Gotcha.
You already have the material, so
So-
do it yourself. But for next year, like that is like almost cheating.
So one advantage we have here that is almost like cheating is we have two laser
Oh,
cutters here.
nice.
This is actually
Sweet.
how we cut our fins out. So we
Nice.
can just make a simple CAD file, and that will those will cut it no problem.
Even easier.
So
Cool.
So what other questions you have for me about the project
Yes.
here?
It's typically when we have we had people pull up the parachutes and make sure everything's there. Obviously, and I understand you guys, everything's on order in the situation you're in. So, what you have right now looks pretty solid. As you get pieces and parts in there, because I'm about to, tell Ezra like, how do they do, right? And again, I think everyone's aware of the situation. No one's going to be too hard about that. But as you get your parts in, just like send me a quick photo or whatnot, right? And I can upload it to that file
Sure.
on the judging portal, just so that's documented for them. Because they're gonna ask me questions, and I can, this looks pretty. What you have so far, it looks pretty solid. I don't see anything, any red flags to that. And it looks pretty clean.
Yeah, we've been taking detailed pictures the entire time of the construction, so planning to continue to do that going forward. Anything that I can find that's relevant, just so there's no questions whenever we get there of how this thing's put together. So
Right.
we'll send you everything we got.
Yeah, it's what, 3 weeks away now.
Yeah, that's getting close. So
Sweet.
we're gonna have a busy, really busy week, 2 weeks, depending on timing of our parts deliveries here right before.
Yeah. And so, is there any other part that you're having trouble getting a hold of other than your parachutes? You said Wildman get your nose cone shipped.
Wildman,
Rocketman.
yeah, they didn't have the nose cone made, but we are informed now that it was constructed and it's on its way. I don't anticipate any other issues. The main holdup has been just the procurement process through HCC's had some delays. It's kind of a new thing for them. So Rocketman, sure, I've heard of some of the issues getting those things shipped out, but I'm going to continue to call and make sure that we have we hopefully get those on time here. So
Yeah, I'll start calling now because I know they go to a lot of larger rocket events, right? And we're getting
Right.
that season where there's a like event every weekend. So they might not be in town to make your order. So I would call and call again until they know your number by heart.
well, I'll do that.
To get
I
your
appreciate
stuff.
that advice.
Yeah, and if not, remember you can always cancel the order and get something else from Rick Foodie Shoots and whatnot. Right? We're not going to
Well,
dig you for. Yeah.
What's the diameter of your chute again?
Let me get you the exact numbers here.
You don't have to be approximate is good.
So
Is that a
we are at 96-inch on the
90?
main.
Okay.
And
Worst
I
case
believe-
scenario, I have a 96-inch toroidal fruity, so that'll go in.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and we got
That's
a
your
4
worst
foot on the
case.
grove.
Yeah.
So
You've got a good shoot regardless. If I just got mine replaced by another team that shredded my other one.
Just perpetually.
I appreciate you taking the risk.
It happens. They landed in a tree and in recovering from the tree, it tore it up. So, but yeah, I've
Well, from
got
what I
it.
gather, there's not many trees at Spaceport, so
No, there
No.
isn't.
There's cactuses,
Spaceport is
though.
not the trees. It's
There's
just
cacti.
I don't know where it is.
And brush.
let's hope we don't land out there. Land any of that. We'll see.
Cool. Yeah. So I mean, like I said, as more parts come in, just if you're doing your documentation, that's great. Just keep on doing that. Send it over and I'll add it to your profile. And then I will share this recording with you guys before I move from my seat. So don't forget to forget to do that. Yeah, and then you guys know where to upload the recording at.
Could use a reminder.
Okay, I will send you a link to that as well.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know off the top of my head either. I was just kind of making sure you knew about where to do it. So, cool. Have any questions for me? Sorry, it took me forever. I was out of town until yesterday, so I was
It's no big deal. Timing's been an issue on our end as well. I don't believe I have any other questions. I'm not sure about anyone else on the call. No. Okay.
no awesome, cool. Well, yeah, looks good. Yeah, like I said, just keep me updated, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a few weeks.
Appreciate that. I'll update you as often as I